Hi, everybody. It's Barbara Schwartz. How are you this evening? So, happy holidays. We are here. It's December. For those of you celebrating like me, happy Hanukkah. And tonight is all about helping you get through the challenges of the holiday season. I've been seeing people in the office all day here in Paramus. And, reality, I hear a lot of the same thing over and over and over. So I'm here to give you some tips. Like, again, behavioral change takes time. The holidays are here now. So I'm here to share tips to set you up for success throughout this month. So the very first thing to remember is that one day off here or there is not going to make or break your weight loss and health plan. So, reality, let's be realistic. Being perfect through the holiday season, it's viable for some, but it's not viable for most. So we want to get you through this holiday season with health success as well as guilt-free celebrations. It's a time for gathering of, again, religious observances, for getting together with friends and family, office parties, friend parties, ugly sweater parties, you name it. This is the season of temptation. So we're here again to help and set you up for success. So first thing is, we are, for those of you who are doing the program at home, and actually for those of you who visited in the office, as I said, 'tis the season for temptation, fa la 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 la. We've got little legal treats for you that we're giving out. But these are things you can get yourself as well. These are Dr. John's candies, and we've included ones for the holiday season. So first thing is be prepared. So one of my favorites is Dr. John's actually makes peppermint lollipops. So instead of all of those candy canes, these are peppermint lollipops. Gives you that same taste, all natural, sugar-free, and good for your teeth. So win, win, win. And again, it's still like a candy cane. You've got that oral fixation of something that's in your mouth. And again, with the stick, it lasts longer and it's something you can truly enjoy guilt-free. So the very first thing that I'm going to say is it's all about being prepared, planning ahead. So again, for those of you who are currently on plan in your current month mailing and in the office, we're giving out a little bag of treats to help you have something as a substitute for when there's that temptation. Couple of other things that you can have with you: Listerine breath strips, Listerine ready tabs, Tic Tacs, something with mint, or again, when Listerine products, mouthwash that you can put in your mouth. It's going to change the taste of everything else in temptations. So on a just day-to-day basis, the answer is be prepared, right? Plan ahead and have things that you need with you so that you can avoid the day-to-day temptations of snacks around the office, too many donuts, cakes, cupcakes, things that are showing up in your home or work environment that are not part of your norm. Be prepared, because you don't want to have it just because it's there, because those are things that you're going to regret. One of my favorite sayings is, don't give up what you want most, right? Your health path for what you want now is that treat. Other important thing is really keeping hydrated. We always talk about it, and I know I'm like a broken record. Find a way that suits you best to drink a lot of water. I love cup with a straw. I find I drink more than I drink if it's water from a bottle. So for me, you'll always see me walking around with a cup like this, has a straw. I just refill it with the filtered water in the kitchen, and that's both at home and at work, and much less expensive than bottled water. And I do, again, from the straw. Me personally, I find I drink more when it's this way. Now, also planning ahead, we have set up a page, youraculife.com/holiday. That has what we're going to talk about in a few minutes, which is flex days, and lots of wonderful recipes that are holiday friendly and waistline friendly. And that includes, again, we're right in the middle of Hanukkah. We have legal latke, and you can use unsweetened applesauce, and there's a recipe to make your own applesauce. You may not have time right now, so the legal latke and applesauce from the jar, as long as it's unsweetened, you can enjoy that. And what a wonderful way enjoy the holidays. It is made with spaghetti squash. Again, very simple recipe. The biggest secret is make sure you get the moisture out. So rather than potato pancakes, it's more like having sweet potato pancakes, but a great waistline friendly and healthy way to enjoy this holiday season. We have a lot of other great recipes there that are great for going to holiday parties. If you're hosting a holiday party, it doesn't mean you're not also serving your favorite treats and things that you do throughout the season, but it's a great way to balance out what you're offering. So it's better for you, but it's also better for those who you are inviting potentially to your home or that you're going to a party. Discussing with a client earlier today, as an example, I love making fresh guacamole, but when I entertain or if I'm taking it to a friend's home for a party, instead of bringing a bag full of nacho chips, I make a beautiful array of colored crudité. I usually get all different kinds of colored peppers. I make a rainbow and put the guacamole in the middle. And I might also get, carrot sticks and celery sticks, but broccoli and cauliflower and cherry tomatoes. But the peppers, instead of long strips, I'll cut in little kind of, cubes. So they're more like scoopers. I've never had anybody complain looking for the chips, but the guac will be gone and most of the veggies will be gone. So it's a great way to enjoy something. It's still very festive, but with a little bit of a healthy twist. So again, sometimes a little bit of forethought and a little tweak to what you're offering can make a huge difference, not only for you, but the health of those around you, and still a very tasty way to enjoy yourself. Things like that, if you're sticking to plan, are a great way to enjoy a party. If you have a party and you're sticking to plan and it happens to fall on a milk day and you'd like to change it to a veggie day, if you've got any advance notice, reach out to our team. We will help you change your calendar. But if it's a last minute thing, change your own calendar, even if it means one time. It's not ideal to do 3 days in a row of either milk or veggies, but a one-off, just like anything else, one day doesn't break anything. Okay. So just be sensible and be true to you. That's the best thing that you can do for you this holiday season. So again, you're going to find those recipes and the guidelines we're going to talk about now for flex days. You're going to find this at youracculife.com/holiday. And I should mention, for those of you not currently on plan, between now and Friday, December 15th, I should say 2023, for those of you who are watching in the future, we are offering our holiday gift to you if you're not currently on plan, but you're ready to get started, is use code HOLIDAY23. And you will get $100 off your first month of membership. So you can get started this month for just $99, and future months will continue at $99. But instead of $199, you can get started for $99. And that's our gift to you during this holiday season. And that offer expires this Friday, December 15th, 2023. So if you're thinking about getting started, now's the time. Don't put off what you can do now. And again, now we're going to share some tips of how to be successful, lose some weight, but also enjoy this holiday season. So we have created flex days. The great part is they are in your dashboard. So if you're an active member and you go to log in at the website, youracculife.com, you will find, as you scroll down your dashboard, a link to the flex days and the holiday plan with all the recipes. But basically, in reality, we recognize that it is, again, holiday season. It is party season. And you shouldn't have to be in the position where, number one, you have to choose between your health and celebrating. And number two, if you do choose to celebrate, you shouldn't do it with guilt. If you're going to do it, you are an adult. So when you make an adult choice to take a day away from your weight loss plan, that is not cheating. That's being an adult and making a decision. Now, if you're following the plan, you don't want to take off 7 days. Okay, if you're going away on vacation, that's a different story. But if you're home and you're in your day-to-day life, for most people, 1 to 2 days a week, having an alternative modified plan is more than enough to leave them in a position to enjoy holiday festivities and at the same time lose weight. If you have challenges beyond this, reach out to our team. We're here to help and to help you plan, right? That's what you hired us for. We're good at this. So we're here to help you. Don't be shy. Just reach out to us. Best way to reach us if you don't have our direct information is info@youraculife.com, info@youraculife.com, info@youraculife.com. And someone from our team will reach out to you. So again, if you have questions or need help, or at our website, our live chat is manned all by live consultants. Everybody who works the live chat has been with the company 10 years or more. And if we're offline, again, it's not a chat bot, leave us a message and the first person available will get back to you. We are here to help. We're here to answer your questions, and we are here to help you plan. So the key is, again, phase 1, weight loss of AccuLife. Phase 1 is not your lifestyle. It is your weight loss plan. So if you have an event and you choose as an adult to take a day away from your weight loss plan, we need to have some guidelines to be sensible. Now, indulgence, yes. Overindulgence, I always like to say overindulgence is over. Overindulgence will result from you putting on excess fat and contributing back to your weight issue. However, a day off or a day of indulgence, you will not lose weight that day, but you will also not store weight that day. This is about, again, burning body fat or storing burning body fat. So on a day that you are using a flex day or a holiday plan day, and you were celebrating or going to a party or celebrating a religious holiday, that day off is literally just a day out of fat burning. So let's say you have 2 events this week. There are 7 days in a week. So for 5 days, you're going to burn fat. For 2 days, you won't. But if you're burning fat for 5 days and you're not burning fat for 2, I still see us ahead of the game for 5 days of burning fat. Now, that's the key. We're focusing on the fat loss. We're not focused on the scale. Food weighs something. When you fill your digestive system, right, your stomach, your intestines, your colon, when there's food inside of that digestive tract, you weigh more. You don't weigh more, but you're wearing the food. So therefore, the scale is going to look like it went up. Because if you have 1 pound or 2 pounds of food on your plate and you consume it, now that food is inside of you until you go to the bathroom. And so, yes, if it weighed something outside of you, it's going to weigh something inside of you, and it's going to result in the scale going up. However, it's not putting new storage into those fat cells. Excuse me for a second. Gonna get my favorite thing. Sorry, did not have it sitting on my desk. So remember, this is 1 pound of fat. So on the days you're taking off, if you're following the guidelines, and again, they're guidelines, not rules, therefore there's no such thing as cheating. If you're following the guidelines, and again, there's no word no in those guidelines, then you're not storing fat, you're just not burning fat. But on the 5 days or 6 days that you're still following phase 1, you're burning this. This takes up space. It's not very dense. Again, this is 1 pound of fat. So if you're burning this, your inches are getting smaller, right? You're getting smaller, but the scale isn't moving as much. And if you put the food in, it's going to offset what this did to the scale. One of the beautiful things, I saw several people earlier today who've already used Flex Days in the past week. And they said, scale, okay, it went down about 1 pound. But they were able to wear to the parties they went to clothing that didn't even fit 2 weeks ago. Because again, we're burning fat and we're not putting new fat on the days we took off. We're just not losing more fat, okay? So again, we're not sabotaging ourselves. We're having the win-win. We're burning the fat and we're enjoying those holiday parties. We can have both. And every day that you're on the plan, the reality is you're getting closer to those clothes that you want to fit or that you might want to wear to the holiday party. You're getting closer and closer to them fitting, and you may be wearing them by Christmas, right? So it's okay, as they say, have your cake and eat it too. So let's talk about the holiday plan itself. The details are in your dashboard. And again, you'll find them at youraculife.com/holiday. The basic, and I've talked about this before, and I am a broken record, it is what I call the upside down food pyramid. Vegetables and water, protein, everything else. We're going to go heavy on the vegetables and water. We're going to add in some protein, and then there's everything else. So there's no description specifically what everything else is that you may want, but it is the smallest amount in that little triangle, right? Vegetables and water, protein, everything else. That is the ideal order and proportion for consumption. Now, again, it is a guideline, not a rule. So if you go in a different order, your proportions aren't exactly the same. The closer you stay to the guidelines, the more likely you are to maintain or lose. The further you stray, the more likely you are to maintain or even gain a little. But there's no damage you can do in one day that in the next couple of days, if you jump on with milk days, that you won't take care of. And we do recommend coming off of Flex Days that you do resume with milk days because, again, you've put solids inside when you're having a meal off plan. And vegetable days is just adding more solids to that. Milk also has CLA, which helps emulsify fat. So why not emulsify the fat and progress that fat loss a little bit faster? And again, because milk is already liquid, it's going to be digested very simply by the body, and it gives the body time to finish digesting the meals that you ate when you did do a Flex Day. So now let's talk about some tips. You're at that holiday party or you're at a dinner party or even at home. Some things that, we're not so good about. So, and you've heard me talk about this before, but how do we learn? Repetition, right? We learn it again. And the more we hear it, the better we get at it. And then the more we retain these things. So the first thing is, as they say in etiquette, it is not polite to talk with your mouth full. But more importantly, and what really goes with that is when we are talking, we are not actually tasting our food. Our taste buds are only engaged about 10%. We want our taste buds engaged 90 to 100%. So we're enjoying every bite of what we're taking in. When we're talking, again, the tongue is a muscle, and we cannot form words without our tongue. But our taste buds are also housed on our tongue. And so when it's busy being a muscle, those taste buds are not engaged. And so we're not getting any satisfaction. So recommendation, when you're sitting at a dinner table or you're at a dinner party or your cocktail party and you're busy talking, utensils down. If you're having a cocktail down. If anything is in your hand and it's going absent-mindedly to your mouth, it's water. right? So I'm talking and I'm absent-mindedly doing something. Water, 0 calorie and hydrating. When other people are talking and you are listening, now, again, it may only be engaged about 90% when you're listening because there's still some distraction, but your taste buds are available. That's when you want to pick up your utensils and be eating your food. That's when you want to be sipping that cocktail that you're having at the cocktail party, right? Those things that you took because you like how they taste, you want to be engaged in those when you are not the one talking. So that's tip number 1. Next tip would be, again, we just said knife and fork down. So now we're sitting at a table and we're having a meal. How many of us take our utensils, we cut a piece, we put something in our mouth, we're already cutting the next piece, but we haven't finished chewing yet. So the next tip doesn't take a lot of mindfulness, but a little bit. We have to make a decision to do this before we even attend a dinner, is that when I take a bite, I cut my food, I take a bite, utensils down. And again, in case there's anything absent-minded, I'm going to pick up the water while I'm chewing. I'm participating and I'm enjoying the dinner party. I'm enjoying my food. When I finished swallowing, put down the water, pick up the utensils, cut another piece, put it in my mouth again, utensils down, water in the hand. So if anything absent-minded, again, it's water. And if you're chewing and you take a sip of water, which you're going to find, I mean, normally it would be a glass and not, in that case, something with a straw. But if you take a sip of water absent-mindedly while you're chewing, it's going to dilute it and it's going to reconnect you to the food. So it's very simple, but it's going to also slow you down and create more mindful eating. And again, it takes 21 days or 3 weeks of intentional repeated behavior to form a habit. We don't have time to develop habits when the holiday season is upon us now. So we need tips and tools that we can execute today with just a little mindfulness, right? Because the habits will take time. So again, by choice, we're going to take a bite, we're going to put down the utensils, we're going to chew, we're going to swallow before we even cutting the next bite. That's also going to slow it down. It takes 20 minutes for the stomach to tell the brain that we're eating. So there's no way for us to know when we're truly satisfied or full if we haven't given adequate time. So the faster we're eating, the more likely we are to overeat because our stomach didn't have a chance to tell our brain that we've had enough. Now, also, the challenge, again, without mindful eating and actually engaging those taste buds, is that the stomach will send a signal to the brain and say, you've had enough, you're full. And the mouth is saying to the brain, I don't know what the stomach is talking about. I didn't taste anything yet. I'm not satisfied. And so now the stomach and the mouth are both having conversations with the brain with very, very different answers, right? The stomach is going, whoa, had enough. And the mouth is going, oh, didn't eat yet. Give me some more. Right? And so that little bit of mindful eating and connecting to the food while, with mindful taste buds or activated taste buds is going to put your stomach and your mouth on the same page. Now, it doesn't mean the desire is not there. Your mouth will want more, and that's okay. But if there's a level of satisfaction, it's a whole different story than when there's none at all. Now, what I often say, and my suggestion is when your stomach says you've had enough, clearly your mouth, if you were enjoying this, is going to go, I am not done. I'm not done. I want more. What I say is allow yourself 2 to 3 bites of anything it is that you want. 2 or 3 bites of anything is not going to make you gain weight, even if that's cake or candy or whatever dessert, or if you were enjoying that steak or whatever food you're having. 2 or 3 bites isn't going to make you store extra fat. It's just not. But mindfully having those extra 2 or 3 bites, again, your stomach said you had enough. So clearly, it is not a nutritional desire. It is purely an oral desire. Take your time, be engaged, truly close your eyes and taste those things that you're eating. You will get more enjoyment from those 2 or 3 bites, truly savored, that you'll be able to say, okay. Now the brain says, my stomach and my mouth are both satisfied. So even if I want more, I'm going to switch to the water because I can. I got my satisfaction, and it's okay to want more, but I also want to feel great and without guilt tomorrow. And that's really important, right? If we're deciding to take a day off, no guilt. But when we taste, we savor, we enjoy, there's nothing to feel guilty about. If we ate it all absent-mindedly, we didn't get any satisfaction. So why bother? Why bother? Okay, a couple of other tips. You're at a cocktail party. Sorry, I'm just checking my notes to make sure I don't forget anything. So again, one thing really important, and I learned this from a professional mixologist, is always before you have alcohol, have a glass of water. It could be a smaller one than this, but have some water. Then be sipping and truly, again, just like with the food, connected to the drink. Don't be absent-mindedly sipping. Pay attention. If you're having that cocktail or that glass of wine, enjoy the flavor, right? If you've ever watched a wine connoisseur, right? They sniff the wine. They swish it around in their mouth before they actually drink it. Enjoy the aromas, the taste. Savor it. When you're done with a cocktail, switch to another glass of water before engaging in another cocktail. Number 1, it's going to slow down your consumption. Number 2, it's going to clean your palate so you can enjoy. Number 3, what does alcohol do? It dehydrates us. When we're dehydrated, we start getting the munchies, we start eating absent-mindedly. Alcohol also is an acid, so our body looks for carbs to sop up the acid. So when we drink water in between, we help mitigate that, and it can also help prevent a hangover tomorrow. So that's an important one. Now, if you're a teetotaler or you just decide, again, I don't want the empty calories of alcohol, a great thing to do at a holiday party is still get that festive glass. If people are drinking from champagne glasses or martini glasses or wine glasses, whatever they're having, get the same glass. Put sparkling water with a twist. Put iced tea. Put diet soda. Put whatever 0-calorie liquid that you want to be drinking into that festive glass. We don't spend our time talking to people drinking the whole time, right? I don't talk to you like this, but I'm holding the glass. So if everybody's drinking from martini glasses and I have sparkling water with a twist in a martini glass, I feel the festivity. My brain doesn't recognize that there's not alcohol in the glass, and most other people will not notice, but you're participating in the festivity. So the shape of the glass actually does make a difference more than what's actually in it. So again, I've had sparkling water in the champagne glass. I've had Diet Coke in the wine glass. I've had sparkling water with a twist in the martini glass. Nobody's ever noticed. I feel better. Sometimes even I'm the designated driver, right? And I don't want alcohol. There's many reasons that you may not want to be drinking, but having that festive glass does add to the festivities, and it also reduces the amount of questioning you get from others. So that's also a great tip if you're not drinking, or if you had one and you're done after that, right? You can still continue by having the 0-calorie liquid in the festive glass. Now, you're attending a buffet. We like to say, use the rule of halves. If you're at a buffet, typically you can go up more than one time. So what we recommend is, number 1, if there's a choice of a smaller plate and a bigger plate, go with the smaller plate. Visually, seeing a lot of food on a small plate makes the brain say, oh, I have a lot. Having a small amount of food on a big plate, our brain says, oh, I must need more, because visually the proportions make it look like, so even the same amount of food on a smaller plate subconsciously gives us the illusion of more. So if given a choice at a buffet, go for a smaller plate versus a bigger one, and go with the rule of halves. Take half of what you think you're actually going to eat. This way, if there's any absent-minded eating in the social situation, you've only taken half of the food that you planned. And so mindfully, you're going to go back up and take more. Now, when you go up and take more, again, take half of what you think you want right now. And so if you keep going back, even if you have thirds, fourths, or say, you know what, I'm going to go up first for the salad, then I'm going to go up for some protein, then I'm going to go up for some side dishes, however you want to break it up, but take half of what you think you want. So if each time you only take half of what you think you want, half and then half and then half, actually never adds up to even the original whole. So you're right there, you're going to eat less, but it's also going to slow you down. If you've had any absent-minded eating, now again, you hit the bottom of the plate and you go, uh-oh, now you've left room for you to go get more. And now you can savor and enjoy the food. And again, it eliminates a lot of the guilt. So that's a great, simple way to attend a buffet. If you're in a restaurant, and often restaurants serve huge portions of food, when it comes to your table, either ask for a second plate or right off the bat, ask for a doggy bag for half. Get it off your plate. Again, even when we're full, that's where the absent-minded eating comes in. And years ago, I will tell you, just not to absent-mindedly pick at the end of a meal, my mother used to take ketchup and just pour it all over whatever was left on her plate, because if it was covered in ketchup, she wouldn't absent-mindedly eat. So that was an old trick of hers from when I was a kid. But reality, most of us, especially if we're in a restaurant or if we're at a plated dinner, we don't want to waste it. And if we have an opportunity to doggy bag it, we can use it. Again, we can have the leftovers tomorrow or pass it on to somebody else in our household to enjoy. But when we're in these big social situations, again, that's when the absent-minded eating comes into play, and we want to prevent that. So if you've got a large amount of food, either get a secondary plate where you can put it to the side, or up front, just ask the waiter to bag half. And this way, it's just off your plate, but it's not wasted. But I do like to say, again, there's two ways to spell waste, right? W-A-I-S-T, that's the waste around our middle, and W-A-S-T-E, the waste basket. And if you are full, if you've had enough and technically satisfied to full, if we go to stuffed, you're now storing, and that waste on your body is growing bigger. Your body is not a waste basket. If you've had enough, better for the waste basket, or as I mentioned, a waste basket doggy bag. It could be eaten on another day. But this is your temple, right? You only got one body. This is not a waste basket. It doesn't belong consuming when your body already says you've had enough. We never want to leave the table stuffed like a turkey, right? Stuffed means you've overeaten. Satisfied means you've had enough. Full means you've gone a little past that. Stuffed is a problem. That means you're overindulging. Indulgence, good for the soul. Overindulgence needs to be over. I'll go back to where I started, which is planning equals success. So plan ahead for any of these events when you have a chance. Come back, listen to these tips, or take notes, and have a plan before you go. But be mentally flexible. Know that, hey, sometimes things are beyond your control, but when you go equipped with tools and a plan, you're going to be ahead of the game. And just remember, there's no harm you can do today that you can't undo tomorrow. So again, no guilt, but you know what you do today, tomorrow's a new day. So you always have that opportunity to get restarted, or if you took the day off, just hop back on plan. But no guilt. Let's get rid of that word cheating, and let's set ourselves up for success. Again, for those of you who are not currently on plan, if you'd like to get started, because again, 5 days a week, You could be losing body fat 2 days a week. You can be enjoying your parties. So let's lose the fat and be ahead of the game come January. So between now and December 15th is Friday, 2023, with code HOLIDAY23 at checkout, you can get started with the online plan for just $99. And that's our gift to you so that you don't keep putting off till January, which you could be doing today. Be well, be happy, be healthy. Happy holidays. Our team is here to help. If you have any questions at all, again, reach out via live chat. If you have our numbers, feel free to text us directly or call us or email us at info@youraculife.com, and one of our team will reach out. We are here to help. It is our pleasure and our privilege to help you. Happy and healthy holidays.